Hi there everyone, it's Gloria Kremer from Oakville, Canada, and today we are going to be making this cute little bendy card. Ta-da! So cute and so easy. So let's get started. You're going to need a sheet of cardstock. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's scored down the middle at 2 3/4. And then you need 4 pieces of white cardstock, and I'll tell you the measurements. It is 2 1/2 by 4. So you need 4 of these. And then what I did is I used one of the pieces and I punched out my sentiment piece because I like to make use of the pieces that I use for matting. And then of course you have 2 pieces of DSP, and those measure 2 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5/8. And 3 7/8. And then of course you need a piece of colored cardstock, and this is Pool Party, and this measures 6 inches, and then I just scored it by a 1/4 inch on each end, and it measures by 1 inch. And then of course you have your piece for the flowers, and you'll need the dies for that. So this is part of my Flowering Tulips bundle class. So I was featuring the stamp sets and the dies. So for this one, you can see the dies are the tulip die is used, and then we have the lovely tulip DSP paper, and then the sentiment is also from the stamp set. So make sure you punch out all the little pieces. I'm gonna sweep it onto the floor because I have a powerful Dyson vacuum cleaner that can clean it up. So the ink color that I used was Evening Evergreen. So we'll put that aside. So let's get started assembling all the pieces for this card. Let's stamp our sentiment first. Just thinking of you today. I think I'm going to send this off to my aunt. My aunt just recently retired, and she's feeling kind of down because she suddenly went from working 50+ hours a week to being at home by herself. And she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with myself. So let's ink this up. I have a feeling my ink pad might be a little dry, but we'll see. Yeah, I think it's okay. So we have that. I'm going to put my butterfly on so that I don't lose it. These brass butterflies are so cute. I've been using it for like so many of my cards. Okay, now I'm going to use the regular snail adhesive. And this is the old snail adhesive, so I hope it is still sticky. It feels like it's still sticky. So just make sure that one of the DSP goes on top of the one that I cut I punched out of, because you need to cover that piece up. But once it's covered up, you wouldn't even know that I punched something out of it. we're gonna fold this in half, or at least give us our crease. And then we're gonna glue these pieces down. And I'm using 3 strips of tape only because this is an old tape runner and I don't know if it's still super sticky or not. It feels super sticky, but I don't want somebody to get my card and then have it fall apart. That'd be horrible. And then the other 2 pieces go on the back of the card. Now again, if you want to stamp something on here, like a sentiment, I would suggest to do it before you tape it on, just in case. So just make sure to leave yourself 1/8 of an inch all around. Okay, the next piece that we're gonna do is, now I'm gonna take this ribbon and I'm gonna put score tape on, or just the tear tape on the back. Because I find it easier sometimes to keep these things glued down with tape. It's less messy than using glue. But of course, if you prefer glue, you can always use glue. And then we're going to tape that down right in the center of that piece. Now here in Ontario, all the COVID restrictions are lifting, so I could potentially start in-person classes again at home, which I am sort of excited about. I miss everyone. However, having said that, I do have 2 dogs. I have my big dog. He's 90 pounds. He gained some weight during COVID. He gained like 5 pounds during COVID. And then we have my little dog who's 75 pounds. Pretty much a COVID dog. We got him just before COVID hit. And so he is not used to people. He does not like people. He barks at everyone. Yeah, that's him moaning in the background. He's very voicing his thing here. So we're gonna tape this down really well. Now, if you're making this at home, you can even make this end piece like 1/2 inch. I think if I were to do this again, that's probably what I would do. But we're going to put this right on the bottom here. So if you lay your card flat and you fold in the sides, you can lay that right on top. And you're worried about it falling apart, what you can do is you can put like a tiny little piece of tape on the inside. Now with this, again, I'm going to use this tape here, and I'm just going to put a strip right on the edge at the bottom. Now this tape is not Stampin' Up. I'll tell you, I got this from Amazon, and I love how thin it is. This is 1/8 of an inch. And then we're just gonna lay that down and give it a little press. Now, if you wanted to, you could also add this, the flower piece, like before you put on this bendy part. And then we're gonna add a dimensional to the back of this. So originally on this card, I had put my sentiment down here, and then I felt it was sort of missing something over here, so I decided to move it. So this is why you sort of see the tear in the card. I think it works really well right here. So there is our finished card, and it looks pretty much the same. I didn't do any different variations for this one. So happy Saturday. Thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you soon.